From the dust of the earth, God formed Adam, breathing life into him, and Adam became a living soul. He opened his eyes to a breathtaking world, the Garden of Eden. God placed Adam in this lush garden to tend to it and care for all that was created. He was given dominion over the earth, with every plant, animal, and creature under his authority. But despite the garden's beauty, God knew something was missing. Adam was alone. To remedy Adam's loneliness, God caused him to fall into a deep sleep. From one of his ribs, God formed Eve, a companion designed to complement and complete Adam. When Adam awoke and saw Eve for the first time, he was struck with awe and wonder. She was perfect for him. Together, they were to care for the garden and live in harmony with God. God blessed them both and instructed them to be fruitful and multiply. Adam and Eve lived in perfect harmony within the garden. The air was filled with the scent of fragrant flowers, and the trees provided abundant fruit for them to eat. The land offered all they needed. There was no sickness, no pain, no sorrow. Everything was peaceful, and they walked with God in the cool of the evening, enjoying his company. There was only one command God gave them: not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. One day, a serpent, more cunning than any of the other creatures, approached Eve as she wandered near the forbidden tree. The serpent spoke, casting doubt on God's command. Did God really say that you should not eat from every tree in the garden? Eve replied, "We may eat the fruit of the trees in the garden, but of the tree in the middle of the garden, God said, 'You shall not eat it, nor shall you touch it, lest you die.'" The serpent, with a sly grin, replied, "You will not surely die. God knows that when you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." The temptation was subtle, yet powerful. The fruit seemed so beautiful, so desirable. Eve's curiosity and desire to be wise led her to reach out and take the fruit. She ate it. Eve, feeling the weight of the decision, handed the fruit to Adam, who also ate. As soon as they tasted the forbidden fruit, their eyes were opened. They realized they were naked and felt a deep sense of shame, something they had never known before. They quickly sewed fig leaves together to cover themselves, but the peace they had once felt was gone. As God walked through the garden that evening, Adam and Eve heard his footsteps. Panic swept over them, and they hid themselves among the trees. They had never felt fear before, but now they were afraid, ashamed of their disobedience. God called out, "Where are you?" Adam stepped out from hiding and said, "I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself." God asked, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree which I commanded you that you should not eat?" Adam responded, "The woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I ate." God turned to Eve, asking, "What is this you have done?" Eve replied, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." God listened to their excuses, but the truth was clear. They had disobeyed his command. Their actions had brought sin into the world, and there would be consequences. God spoke to the serpent with a voice filled with authority. "Because you have done this, you are cursed more than all cattle, and more than every beast of the field. On your belly you shall go, and you shall eat dust all the days of your life." This curse marked the beginning of the serpent's eternal humiliation, symbolizing the deceit and treachery he had sowed. God then turned to Eve. "I will greatly multiply your sorrow and your conception. In pain you shall bring forth children. Your desire shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you. The intimacy of motherhood would now be accompanied by suffering, and the relationship between man and woman would change. The balance of their partnership would now be marred by the weight of sin. God looked at Adam and said, "Because you have heeded the voice of your wife and have eaten from the tree, cursed is the ground for your sake. In toil you shall eat of it all the days of your life. Thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for you, and you shall eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of your face you shall eat bread till you return to the ground. For out of it you were taken. For dust you are, and to dust you shall return." Adam would now have to work the land in frustration and sorrow, experiencing the pain of a broken world. God looked upon Adam and Eve with sadness. Because of their sin, they could no longer live in the garden where everything was perfect. He made garments of skin to clothe them, symbolizing his provision even in their fallen state. With great sorrow, God banished them from Eden, and a cherubim with a flaming sword was placed to guard the way to the tree of life. They were no longer allowed to eat from the tree and live forever in their perfect state. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We will see you in our next video.